minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, X minus 1. Fire.
Lights out, everybody. The creaking door.
Dimension X.
Inner Sanctum Mystery.
X minus 1.
Dark fantasy.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sci-Fi and Horror, brought to you by Dwayne Old Time Radio. Sci-Fi and Horror features some of the best programs from the golden age of radio, including X-1, Orbiter X, Dimension X, it's a lot of X's, Lights Out, Ray Bradbury, Dark Fantasy, and many, many more. Before we start today's sci-fi and horror thriller, if you enjoy what I'm doing, let me ask you to subscribe to my channel. Subscribing is 100% free, and you will receive notifications on new posts. Lastly, if you have a moment, please write a short 1 or 2 sentence review or give a rating on your preferred podcast service. A positive review or rating would help me out a lot. And now, on to the show. And again, thank you for your support. Hope you enjoy. This week we continue the series The Hobbit with 2 parts from that series. The next 2 parts, the first one is titled Riddles in the Dark. The second is titled Strange Lodgings. These each are approximately 25 to 30 minutes long. And there, as I said last week, there are no month to date for this series, but it aired on the BBC in 1968.
Gandalf? I don't know. I just saw 4 goblins rush to take him prisoner. When he raised his staff, there was a blinding flash, and the goblins fell dead.
Good. But what happened to Gandalf?
I don't know. He just vanished.
Vanished? Where to?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Gandalf, where are you? Where are you?
The goblins hurried Bilbo and the dwarves along with shouts and insults and cracks of the whip. Down and down they went into the heart of the mountain, where it was stifling hot and stuffy. And the goblins were very rough and pinched unmercifully. Bilbo was even more unhappy than when the troll had picked him up by his toes.
I wish I'd never left my hobbit hole.
It was a deep, deep dark, such as only goblins can see through. Here the passages in the depths of the mountain were crossed and tangled in all directions, but the goblins did not hesitate or stop for 1 second. Now there came a glimmer of red light, which became stronger and stronger, until at last the dwarves stumbled into a vast cavern with torches round the walls and a great red fire in the middle.
The cavern seemed to be filled with hundreds of the hideous creatures, while in the shadows, on a raised flat stone, surrounded by ferocious-looking guards armed with axes and bent swords, sat a tremendous goblin with a huge, bloated head.
Who are these miserable persons?
You are so great, goblin. And this. We found them sheltering in our front porch, oh mighty one.
Our front porch? What do you mean by it?
Well, I was only going to...
Who are you? Murderers and friends of elves, not unlikely. Come, what have you got to say? Not that it will do you much good. I know too much about you and your folk already. But let's have the truth, or I will prepare something particularly uncomfortable for you.
I am Thorin Oakenshield, the dwarf at your service. We were on a journey to visit the descendants of our grandfathers who live on the east side of these truly hospitable mountains.
He is a liar! Oh, truly tremendous one. Several of our people were struck by lightning in the cave when we invited these creatures to come below. And they are as dead as stone. Also, he has not explained his sword. Sword? Let me see. Oh, Christ! Oh, Christ! The goblin cleaver, the biter. This accursed sword has slain hundreds of my people. You murderers and elf friends. Slash them, beat them, bite them, kill them!
Balin, what's happening? I can't see.
The fire and the torches, they seem to explode in all directions. Sparks, all the sparks are burning up the goblins.
Yes.
Bilbo, I can see a sword gleaming in the dark.
Yes, I can see it. It's floating in the air. There's nobody holding it.
It's making for the great goblin.
It's cutting clean in two. Bilbo, dwarves, follow me quick. Follow the sword. It's Gandalf. He's invisible.
Follow the sword.
Well, are we all here?
I can't see it.
I'll light my staff so that we can see. Nar en edrai etham
That's better.
Now, Thorin.
By your side, Gandalf.
Good. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yes.
Where are Keely and Feely?
Here we are.
Oh, that makes 13. And Mr. Baggins, 14.
Yes. Mr. Gandalf, where were you?
It might be worse, and then again it might be a good deal better. No ponies, we shan't see them again, and no food. No knowing quite where we are, and hordes of angry goblins just behind us.
At least I've rescued Orcris, Gandalf. See how it glows, just like your sword glamoring.
That is a warning, Thorin. The brighter those swords glow, the nearer the enemy. Come, on we go. No time for explanations. Hurry!
And on they went. They began to hear goblin noises and horrible cries far behind. And it soon became clear that the goblins were quickly gaining on them.
Oh, Mr. Gandalf! Mr. Gandalf! Oh, Thorin! Please!
What is it?
I can't run as fast as you.
Oh, well, then we'll just have to carry you now. Bombur.
Oh, no.
You take him first.
Oh, come on, Mr. Baggins. Up you get.
Oh, my. Why did I ever leave my hobbit hole?
Now, quickly, all of you. The goblins are on us.
Thorin, you and I will draw our swords. Orcris and Glamdring will keep them at bay while the rest of you try and get away.
Away, goblin cleavers! I'll have us!
And well named were those 2 magic swords by the ancient high elves of the west who wrought them. They hewed and hacked at the goblins until the evil creatures were driven off, and it was some time before they dared turn that corner again, by which time the adventurers had gone on, a long way on into the dark tunnels of the goblins' realm. As soon as the goblins realized where their prey had gone, they put out their torches, slipped on soft shoes, and chose their very quickest runners with the sharpest eyes and ears. These ran forward as swift as weasels in the dark, and with hardly any more noise than bats.
Yeah, and that's why none of us, not even Gandalf, saw or heard them coming. But we must have been seen by the goblins coming up behind, for Gandalf was letting his wand give out a faint light to help us as we went along.
Quite suddenly, Balin, now at the back carrying Bilbo, was grabbed from behind. As Balin fell, the hobbit rolled off his shoulders into the blackness, bumped his head on hard rock, and remembered nothing more. When Bilbo opened his eyes, he wondered if he had.
What?
For it was just as dark as with them shut.
Oh, yes. Yes, and just imagine my fright. I could hear nothing, I could see nothing, and I could feel nothing except for the stone of the floor. Very slowly, I got up and groped about on all fours till I touched the wall of the tunnel. My head was swimming. There was no sign of Gandalf or the dwarves, and I was far from certain even which way we'd been travelling. Still, I guessed as well as I could, and I crawled along for a good way, until suddenly my hand met, on the floor of the tunnel, what felt like a little tiny ring of cold metal.
It was a turning point in the hobbit's career. Not that he knew it at the time. He put the ring in his pocket almost without thinking. Certainly it did not seem of any particular use at that moment. He did not go much further, but sat on the cold floor and pondered.
I thought of myself at home, frying eggs and bacon in the kitchen. But that only made me miserabler, for I could feel inside that it was high time for some meal or other. How could I have been left behind? How did the goblins miss me? I must have been lying unconscious out of their way. What if the goblins came back?
But then Bilbo remembered the sword he had taken from the troll's lair.
Ah, it glows. So this is an elvish blade, too. Its light's only pale, so the goblins are not very near. Yes, and yet not far enough away. Still, gives me a little light to see by. Now, what shall I do? Go back? No, that's no good at all. Go sideways? Oh, no, impossible. Go forwards. The only thing to do. On we go.
So, with his sword held in front of him and with one hand feeling the wall, he groped along, fearful but determined as only a hobbit can be when his mind is made up. The tunnel seemed to have no end. On and on he went, and down, not daring to stop. On, until he was tireder than tired. It seemed like all the way to tomorrow and over it to the days beyond. Suddenly...
Water! And icy cold. This must be a pool or a lake. Or is it an underground river? Well, now what do I do? It may not be very deep, and I might be able to wade over to the other side. Wherever that is. But if it is deep, I can't swim. Oh, dear.
Bless us and splash us, my precious. At least a tasty morsel it'd make us.
Who are you?
What is he, my precious?
Me? I am Mr. Bilbo Baggins, B-A-G-G-I-N-S. I've lost the dwarves and I've lost the wizard and I don't know where I am and I don't want to know. If only I can get out of here.
Shh. Perhaps he sits here and chats with it a bitsy, my precious. It likes riddles. Perhaps it does it?
Riddles?
This strange creature wanted to appear friendly, at any rate for the moment, until he found out more about the hobbit. His name was Gollum, although he always called himself Precious. He was small and slimy and as dark as darkness, except for two big, round, pale eyes in his thin face. He lived on fish, and goblin, too, when he could get it. He could see that Bilbo was no goblin, but Gollum was always very hungry. When he said he wanted to play riddles, Bilbo was anxious to agree until he found out whether this odd creature was fierce or friendly, or whether he was in league with the goblins.
Riddles? Well, very well then. You ask first.
Gollum.
Goodness.
What has roots as nobody sees is taller than trees. Up, up it goes, and yet never grows.
Oh, yes, well, that's very easy. A mountain.
Does it guess easy?
Gollum.
It must have a competition with us, my precious.
A competition? Yes, well, all right. Provided that you show me the way out of this place afterwards.
If Precious asks and it doesn't answer, we eats it, my precious.
Eats me?
If we don't answer, then we does what it wants, huh? We shows it the way out, yes.
Well, yeah, I there doesn't seem to be very much else for it. No, sir. Eat me. Oh, dear. Very well. Now, yes, now let me see. Try this one. Box without hinges, key or lid, yet golden treasure inside is hid. Very easy old chestnut, you know.
Box without hinges, yes. Golden treasure.
Come along, let's have your answer.
Exes!
Right.
Now, precious turn.
Yes.
This thing all things devours, birds, beasts, trees, flowers, gnaws iron, bites steel, grinds hard stones to meal, slays king, ruins town, and beats high mountain down.
Oh dear. It's a hard one. Oh, perhaps a magician. No, dear. It definitely wants to eat me. I must think. Oh, I had more time. If
It's guessed it.
time, yes.
No more riddles, no more.
No, all right, certainly. I'm rather tired of that game, too. But now, do you think you could show me the way?
It's got to ask us a question, my precious.
Oh, but I just asked you a question.
Yes. Just one more question.
Well, I just can't think of anything. No, something. Think of something. What have I got in my pocket?
Not fair, my precious.
Well,
not fair to ask us what it's got in its nasty little pockets.
Well, all right. Yes, what have I got in my pocket then?
It must give us 3 guesses, my precious.
Yeah, well, all right, go on then. Guess away.
What's it got in its pocket? Handses.
Wrong. Guess again.
Not handses. What can nasty Baggins have in its pockets? What have I got in my pockets? A knife!
No. Wrong. Last guess. Come along, time's up.
String or nothing.
Now, that's not fair. You worked 2 guesses in at once. Anyway, they're both wrong. Well, what about your promise, then? I want to go, and you must show me the way.
It must wait. We can't go up tunnels as so hasty. We must go and get some things first.
Things?
Yes, things to help us.
Yes, well, all right. Well, hurry up, then.
We must get our birthday present. Let it wait there till we get our birthday present, precious.
Thank goodness it's gone. I don't think he means to come back. All that talk of things to get and a birthday present, just excuses to get away.
But Bilbo was wrong. Gollum did mean to come back. He was angry now and hungry, and he was a miserable and wicked creature, and he had a plan. He paddled out to his island, where in a hiding place he kept a few wretched oddments, and one very beautiful thing. Very beautiful, very wonderful. A golden ring. A precious ring. How he had come by that ring ages ago, in the old days, when such rings were still at large in the world, perhaps even the master who ruled them could not have said.
Oh, my goodness, what's that?
Where is it? Lost it. My precious, lost. Cursed and precious, my precious is lost.
What's the matter? What have you lost?
It mustn't ask us. Not its business. It's lost. Oh.
Yes, well, so am I, you see. And I want to get unlost. Yes, and I won the game, you know, and you promised. So come along. You come along and let me out, and then you can go on with your looking.
No, not yet. We must search for it.
Yes, but you never answered my last question. And you did promise, you know.
But it's lost! Last question. What has it got in its pockets? Tell us that. It must tell first.
Oh, dear, he's coming back. He does sound very, very upset.
What has it got in its pockets?
Yes. What have I got, I wonder? Oh, it's just that ring. Oh, it feels very cold on my finger. Oh, his eyes. Oh, it's huge. Shining like green fire. Oh, goodness. He means to murder me. He's going to kill me.
It mustn't run away. We'll catch it, won't be precious. We'll catch it.
Terrified, Bilbo tried to run faster as he heard Gollum's hiss close behind him, but suddenly he struck his toes on a snag in the floor and fell flat with his sword under him.
He's gone past. Well, how could he have missed me? Well, he has, and that's a good thing. Yes, but what now? No good going back to the lake. He's bound to return there sometime. I suppose I just better follow him. Perhaps he'll lead me to some way of escape.
Curse it. Curse the Bagginses. It's gone. Oh. Yes, my precious. He's found it. My birthday present. How do we lose it, my precious? It must have been when we came this way last, when we twisted that tasty young goblin. Yes, that's it. Curse it. It slipped from us after all these ages and ages. It's gone.
The ring. That's what he must have lost. But why does he want it so badly?
The Bagginses has got it in his pockets. The nasty noser has found it, we says. But it doesn't know what the present can do, does it? Yes, it doesn't know. But it's tricksy. Yes, supposing the horrid goblins catch it. Goblins. If they get it, they will get the present. Our precious present. They'll find it, and they'll find out what it does. One of the goblins will put it on, and then no one will see him. Not even our clever eyes will see him. And he'll come creepsy and tricksy and catch us. Gollum.
So it's a magic ring. Well, it's made me invisible. That's why he rushed straight past me when I fell.
Then let's stop talking, precious, and make haste. The Bagginses might find a way to the back door. Yes, that's it. The back door. Make haste.
The back door? Well, maybe I can get out there. if this ring really does make me invisible, it should be easy. I suppose I'd better follow this smelly creature. I'd much rather be going away from it.
The further they went, the slower Gollum walked. He began to get shaky and weepy. Goblins might be about, and he had lost the ring. At last, he stopped by a low opening in the left-hand side of the passage.
Yes. Here's the passage. Shh. But we mustn't go on, precious, no. Goblins is down there. Lots of goblins is. Shh. What shall we do? We must wait here, precious. Wait a bit and see.
He's sitting right in front of the opening. Oh, I can see his great shining eyes. How can I get past him?
Shh. We hears it. We smells it. We hears it, my precious. The nasty Baggins is here and wants to get out, but we won't let it, my precious. We'll catch it and we'll squeeze it. And we'll get our birthday present back.
I must get out. I must get out of this horrible darkness while I've got any strength left. I'll kill it. I'll kill it with my elf blade. But
a sudden understanding, a pity mixed with horror welled up in Bilbo's heart. A glimpse of endless days without light or hope, hard stone, cold fish sneaking and whispering. He trembled. And then, quite suddenly, as if lifted by a new strength and resolve, he leapt. Straight over Gollum's head he jumped. 7 feet forward and 3 feet in the air. Too late, Gollum sensed what was happening. He threw himself backwards and grabbed. But his hands snapped on thin air, and Bilbo, falling fair on his sturdy feet, sped off down the new tunnel.
Thief! We hates it forever. It's taken our present. Come back, Bagginses. Come back. Crush it and crush it. Shh. We hates it. We hates it forever.
Scuttling as fast as his legs would carry him, Bilbo turned a corner and came suddenly into an open space, where he saw, with a wave of relief that left him almost dizzy, a ray of bright sunshine streaming through a great stone doorway. Blinking in the dazzle, Bilbo failed at first to see the guards, goblins in full armor and with drawn swords.
An enemy! Capture it alive again! Kill it!
They can see me. Whether it was an accident or a last trick before he took a new master, the ring was not on his finger.
The ring. Where is it? Oh, here it is.
Where is it? Go back up the passage! That way! Look out for the door! Two of you, close it! Yes, Captain, at once!
I must get out. I must get out.
I said close that door! Quickly! Unless you want to be fed for the spiders!
I must get through that door before it closes.
There don't seem to be any sign of the creature, Captain.
It's almost shut. Nearly there. Now I think I can just about squeeze through. I'm stuck. My coat button's caught on the edge of the door. I'm stuck. I'm just stuck.
Oh, no! What's stopping it? There's a shadow there. Something's trying to get out.
You can see my shadow in the sunlight.
Stop it! Put your sword through it!
I must get away quickly. I've escaped.
So there I was. Yes, but where was I? The sun was shining brightly and the air smelled clean and fresh, but I'd no food, pony, hood, cloak. No buttons on my coat, and not the slightest idea which way to go. Nor had I any friends. I was still quite alone.
So, trusting to his luck,
which hadn't been too good up to then,
Bilbo took off the magic ring and began to walk in the first direction his fancy dictated. As he wandered on, the sun began to sink behind the mountain.
Good heavens. The sun sets in the west, so I must be to the east of the misty mountains. I must have walked right through them, right to the edge of the land beyond. Oh, the land beyond. Oh, where can Gandalf and the dwarves have got to? Oh, perhaps now that I've got the magic ring, I ought to go back into those horrible tunnels and look for them. Yes, there's nothing else for it. I must go back. What's that? Voices? Coming from behind those bushes. I'll creep nearer. See who they are. They might be friendly. Oh, thank goodness it's the dwarves. I'll put the ring on. It'll give them all a surprise.
Skelter down here without the burglar confusticating.
Here I am.
Look, there he is.
Right here, Bilbo.
Where did you get to and where did you spring from?
Well, that's a little secret. I told you there was a lot more in our burglar than you guessed.
Tell us your adventures, Bilbo. What happened to you after we lost you? How did you get to this spot?
Well, you see, after I fell off Balin's back... Now, we must be getting on. The goblins will be out after us in their hundreds when night falls, and already shadows are lengthening. Oh, very well. You can tell us your tale on the march, Bilbo. Yes.
As they plodded onward, the dwarves plied Bilbo with question after question about his adventures. He told them over and over again everything he could remember.
Except about the finding of the ring. But Gandalf gave me more than one strange look from under his bushy eyebrows, and I remember wondering if he had guessed that part of the tale without my saying.
The way grew rough and treacherous, and at one point the whole party found themselves slithering helplessly down a long, steep slope of fallen stones, the remains of a landslide. The sun had long gone down behind the mountains. The company limped along as fast as they were able, and all the while the forest gloom got heavier and the silence deeper. Suddenly they came to a clearing where the bracken ceased and the pine needles were thickly carpeted upon the ground.
Can't we rest here? Must we go any further? I'm dreadfully hungry. What's that? Wolves?
Rather worse, I'm afraid. The evil wolves of these parts are called wargs. We must climb the trees. All of you, quick!
Trees?
Up the trees!
But I can't. I'm only a little hobbit.
Is everyone safe?
I think so. Yes, all are safe for the time being.
Safe. Gandalf, we can't stay perched in trees forever. And look, there are hundreds of them.
Be quiet. They may discover something to help us away from here. Look, in the middle of the clearing, there's their leader, the great grey warg.
What's all this noise? This howling and snapping? We found strangers here, oh great one. We chased them up those trees. What strangers? A pack of dwarves, my lord. And a thing like a man with a long beard. And a smaller thing. A smaller thing? Is it an elf? Oh, not an elf, my lord. We don't know what it is. We've never seen one before. Are there goblins here yet? No, oh great grey one. Not here? Why not? We don't know. Oh, mightiest of prowlers. We haven't seen hide or whisker of them. Well, find them, you tailless wizard. Find them. And one so scourge of the forest. I'll deal with the strangers later. You will soon have your chance to tear them and slice them and devour them.
This is serious. Very serious indeed.
But what shall we do, Gandalf? I mean, how shall we ever escape?
Only chance, I think, is fire.
Fire?
Yes. Wargs are mortally afraid of fire. You two, collect as many pine cones from this tree as you can, and I'll set light to them with my staff. Quickly! Now then.
Here you are. It's a big one.
Good. They're dry and should catch light easily. Now, I think the great grey warg should have the first honor of being the first target.
Good shot, Gandalf! You got him right on the nose.
Yes, let's see what a few more fiery cones can produce. Here we go. Thorin.
Here's a present for you.
Listen, pipe and smoke it. Look! The coats are on fire.
They're sending light to each other.
They're running away.
There are still far too many of them unharmed for us to think of escaping yet. We'll have to...
Look! Through the trees, there.
Goblins.
As I feared. We were too late. The goblins have arrived.
What's going on, Gandalf? What are they doing?
Holding a council of war, I should imagine. Yes, I thought so. Goblins, unlike wargs, are not afraid of fire. Oh. See, they're putting dry fern and brushwood round our trees. Oh. They're going to make bonfires of us.
Oh, no! Gandalf's gone! Where is he? Where's he gone? Bilbo?
Look up there in the sky.
What? An eagle! A great eagle! And it's carrying Gandalf in its claws!
More eagles! They've come to rescue us, Bilbo.
Oh.
Now, climb to the top of the tree.
I can't.
Up you
I'll
go.
go any higher.
Then let yourself be carried away. Up you...
Yes.
Whoa! The eagles! The eagles!
I can't.
Come on, Bilbo, come on. Come on, brave burglar. Let yourself be carried up. There you go. The flames are nearly on us.
You're the last! You're the last!
Last is clawed, Bilbo. It's your only chance. Hold on. Farewell, goblins! Farewell, dwarves!
And so the band of adventurers was borne away to freedom and to safety. As they flew on, the pale peaks of a mountain loomed ahead, with spikes of rock sticking up out of black shadows. At last, the great eagles deposited their passengers safely on a wide ledge of rock, halfway up the sheer precipice which seemed to form one whole side of this inhospitable-looking mountain.
Where are we, Gandalf? Are the eagles friendly? I mean, will they be...
One question at a time, my dear Bilbo. First, we are on the Great Shelf, the home of the Lord of the Eagles.
Oh.
And secondly, yes, they are friendly.
Oh.
They aren't always, I might tell you. Oh. But it so happens that I once healed the Lord of the Eagles from a very nasty arrow wound. Quiet. Here he is now. Show the greatest respect.
Gandalf, my old friend. What a pleasant surprise to see you again.
I am honored, Lord of the Eagles. May I present Thorin Oakenshield, son of Thrain, son of Thror, and his followers.
Son of Thrain, son of Thror. It is a great pleasure to meet the head of such a famous family of goblin slayers. Gandalf, my friend, you must tell me where you have come from and where you are going to, and what is your mission. It was as well one of my patrols spotted the fires from afar, was it not?
Indeed it was. We all owe our lives to you and to your eagles. But before I tell you of our adventures, may I crave one more favor?
You have but to ask.
Can your eagles take us where and as far as you will?
In which direction?
Eastward.
Eastward? Great wind. Your quest must be an important one indeed, for you to wish to go eastward. We will carry you to the Carrock, but no further, Gandalf. There are too many perils beyond that point, even for eagles. Food for the travelers, my lord.
Good.
Eat your fill, then you must rest for tomorrow's journey.
The following morning, they bade a courteous farewell to their hosts who had treated them so kindly, and again were carried aloft, this time on the backs of the eagles, which was a good deal more comfortable and less frightening, although at least one member of the party still found it not at all to his liking.
I just shut my eyes and held on as tightly as I could.
After a good while, the eagles spied the Carrock and began to go down in great spirals. The Carrock was a rugged hill of stone sticking up out of a plain of wide grasslands and with a river meandering round its foot. Quickly now to the top of this rock, the eagles swooped one by one and set down their passengers.
May the wind under your wings bear you where the sun sails and the moon walks. Farewell.
Farewell, my lord.
Goodbye. Farewell.
What now, Gandalf?
Very few people live in these parts of the land beyond, but there is somebody that I know of who lives not too far away. It was he who named this hill Carrock, and it was he who carved out those steps down to the plain. He doesn't come here often, certainly not in the daytime, and it is no good waiting for him. In fact, it would be very dangerous.
Why?
We must go and find him, and you must all be very polite when I introduce you, which I shall do slowly, 2 by 2, I think. And you must be careful not to annoy him, or heaven knows what will happen.
Why?
Because he can be appalling when he is angry, though he's kind enough when humoured. Still, I warn you, he gets angry easily.
Is this the person you are taking us to
It
now?
is.
Couldn't you find someone more easy-tempered?
No, I could not.
I think, Gandalf, you'd better explain it all a bit more clearly.
His name is Bjorn. He's a skin changer, which is to say he changes his skin. Sometimes he is a man and sometimes an enormous black bear. Some say that he's descended from the ancient bears of the mountains that lived there before the giants came.
Yes, but what's the...
And, Bilbo, he is not the sort of person to ask questions of.
Why'd you tell me?
His house is a great wooden mansion set in an oak forest, which, incidentally, is a good walk from here.
But why
So
can't I
let us save our breath for marching. Follow me.
Don't like the idea of it at all.
It was late afternoon before they came to a belt of tall and very ancient oaks. Gandalf led the way along the thick thorn hedge to a wooden gate, high and broad. Through it they could see gardens and a cluster of barns, stables and sheds, and a long, low wooden house.
You had better wait here and follow only in pairs, mind, at intervals of about 5 minutes. That will give him time to get used to the idea of visitors. Come on, Mr. Baggins. We'll go first.
Oh, will we?
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck, Mr. Baggins.
Oh, thank you.
Do take care.
See? The way those horses looked us over and trotted off.
Yes.
They have gone to tell Bjorn of the arrival of strangers.
I hope they liked what they saw.
Now, be on your best behavior, Bilbo.
What?
And try not to ask any questions.
Soon they reached a courtyard, in the middle of which stood a huge man, fully half as tall again as Gandalf, leaning on a large axe. He had a black beard and thick black hair and great bare arms and legs with knotted muscles. The horses were standing by him with their noses at his shoulders.
Well, here they are. They don't look dangerous. Who are you, and what do you want?
I am Gandalf, the wizard.
Never heard of him. And what's this little fellow?
This is Mr. Bilbo Baggins, a hobbit. Of good family and unimpeachable reputation.
At your service and your family's.
Yeah.
Well, I have heard of you, even if you have not heard of me. But perhaps you have heard of my good cousin Radagast.
Oh, yes. Not a bad fellow as wizards go. I used to see him now and again. Well, now I know who you are, or who you say you are. What do you want?
We have lost our luggage, Beyond, and are in need of help and advice. I may say we had rather a bad time of it with goblins in the mountains.
Goblins? Oh, so you've been having trouble with them, have you? Oh. Well, then you better tell me your tale, if it won't take all day. Now, what did you go near goblins for?
I was coming over the mountains with a friend or two.
Or two? Well, I can only see one, and a little one at that.
Well, I didn't like to bother you with a lot of us until I found out if you were busy. I'll give a whistle, if I may.
Yes, go on. Whistle away.
Thorin Oakenshield, at your service.
Nori, at your service.
1 or 3, you mean, I see. But these aren't hobbits. They're dwarves.
Well, yes.
I am not over fond of dwarves. Ooh. But if you are really Thorin, son of Thrain, son of Thror, and you are enemies of goblins and are not up to mischief in my lands, then what are you up to, by the way?
They are on their way to visit the land of their fathers, east beyond Mirkwood, as I was about to tell you.
Well, go on telling, then.
We were crossing the high pass when we took refuge in a cave from a terrible storm. The Hobbit and I and several of our companions...
You call 2 several?
Well, no, as a matter of fact, there are more than 2.
Well, go on, whistle again.
Yes. There are Dory and Ori.
At your service.
Ori, at your service. All right, stand still and keep quiet, or it'll be supper time before this tale is ended.
Ooh, will it? Well, while we were resting in a cave, some goblins took the Hobbit and the dwarf.
And so Gandalf, by keeping Beorn enthralled with the story of their adventures, was able to introduce all the dwarves into his formidable presence. And by the time the wizard had finished his tale, the shadows were long in Beorn's garden.
Bumpy plight. The eagles put us down on Carvic.
That's a good tale. It's a very good tale. It's the best I've heard for a long time. You may be making it all up.
I beg your pardon?
But you deserve a supper for the story all the same. Let's go in. Have something to eat.
Yes, please.
Now, Bilbo, remember your manners.
In Beorn's house, we had a supper such as we had not had since we left Elrond half-elven in the west. Beorn told tales of the wild lands this side of the mountains, and of the dark and dangerous wood which barred our way to the east, and through which we had to pass, the terrible forest of Mirkwood.
After many tales had been told, and many songs had been sung, Gandalf, Bilbo, and the dwarves, by now so tired that they could hardly see, sank wearily into a deep, dreamless sleep. Beorn himself disappeared. Where to, no one knew.
Get up, lazy bones. Get up, or there will be no breakfast left for you.
Breakfast? Where's the breakfast?
Mostly inside us.
I say,
There's some there for you.
Oh, good. Thank you, Dwalin. Where's Gandalf?
Oh, out and about somewhere. I think he may be looking for Beorn.
Oh, well.
There's no sign of him either.
Is Gandalf coming now?
Good morning, Thorin.
Good morning.
Good morning, Wolff. Good morning, Bilbo.
Where is our host, Gandalf?
Duncan, where have you been?
One question at a time, please. I will answer the second one first, which I think will also answer your first. I have been following bear tracks. I've followed them quite a distance, and you know where they appeared to be leading to?
Oh, where to?
To that clearing just this side of the mountains where we had our pleasant little party with the wargs and goblins last night.
Bjorn! It's Bjorn! He means to lead those evil creatures here. We shall all be caught and killed.
Don't be silly. I said Bjorn was an enemy of goblins and all things evil, and so he is. But he also had to satisfy himself as to the truth of our story.
Yes, but I'm...
Quiet now. Here he comes.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
All well?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Bjorn.
That was a good story of yours last night.
Story?
And I like it better still now that I know it's true. You must forgive my not taking your word, but if you lived near the edge of Mirkwood, you would not take the word of anyone. I shall think more kindly of dwarves after this.
Yes, and hobbits.
And I'm told you killed the great goblin.
Oh, that...
The great goblin! Well, now, you will want to be getting on with your quest. I shall provide ponies for each of you, and a horse for you, Gandalf, to carry you to the start of the forest path at the edge of Mirkwood. I shall give you food and water, bows and arrows. Not that you are likely to find anything in Mirkwood wholesome enough to eat. In there, wild things are dark and savage. And 2 pieces of advice I give you. The first is not to drink any of the water of the stream which will cross your path, for it carries enchantment and a great drowsiness and forgetfulness. The second is not under any circumstance to stray from the path. That you must not do for any reason. Now, your mounts are loaded and ready. I suggest that you start now so as to reach Mirkwood before nightfall.
Come on, everyone. My thanks, mighty sir. We shall be ever at your service.
You have been more than generous.
This is all I can do for you. Came here to the end for your Let me lift you up, Mr. Baggins. I can see that hobbits are not made for pony back.
Oh, well, I have to...
Up!
Thank you, Mr. Bjorn.
Everybody mounted.
All ready, Bjorn.
Good. Gandalf.
Yes?
At the gate of the forest, I must ask you to send back my horse and my ponies.
Of course.
I wish you all good speed. My house is open to you if ever you come back this way again. Farewell.
Farewell.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Bjorn.
Swiftly and surely the travellers were borne to the eaves of Mirkwood, and by late afternoon were resting almost beneath the great overhanging boughs of its outer trees. Their trunks were huge and gnarled, their branches twisted, their leaves dark and long.
You can see the entrance to the path through that gap in the trees. I hope you like the look of it. And now you must send back these excellent ponies you have borrowed.
Send back the ponies? What about your horse, then? You don't mention sending that back.
I don't, because I am not sending it back. Huh? I am riding it back.
No, God.
It's no use arguing. I have some pressing business away south. In any case, I'm sending Mr. Baggins with you, and I've told you that he has more about him than you guess. You'll find that out before long. So cheer up, all of you, and think of the treasure at the end. Come now, dismount and unload the ponies.
Dismount, everyone. Stop
Off you go, back to your master.
Are you really leaving us?
Yes, my little burglar, I really am.
Oh, but...
Courage, Bilbo. This is your legend and your adventure. Don't fail me.
Well, I'll try not to.
Goodbye, then.
Goodbye.
Farewell, Thorin.
Farewell, Gandalf. Hurry back to us.
Goodbye, Mr.
Mr. Gandalf.
Goodbye, Mr. Gandalf.
Come, friends, shoulder your packs. Let us march into Mirkwood.
Oh, dear.
Far over the misty mountains go, through dungeons deep and caverns low. We must away at break of day.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoy what I'm doing, I ask you to please subscribe to my channel or channels. Well, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, stay safe, wish you well, peace.